Well, today I am at the old train depot spot that's here in town, and they just tore this down a year or two back, so I don't know if I'll find anything. I know that I already see some trash laying around, so I'm gonna do a surface hunt first and pick up some trash and then get out the metal detector. So let's see what we can find. Well, I'm just looking around here, seeing what I can see. And there's quite a bit of old glass. Here's some blue stuff, and there's pieces of the old roof, and nails. We'll pick those up. So I don't know what this shimmery stuff is right here. Fool's gold. Here's a piece of old glass. Here's a piece of old glass with embossing on it. It says bourbon. Something up here. Bourbon. That's cool. Somebody told me they found a bottle out here once. Well, I guess you'd expect to find an old railroad spike here at the train depot. So that's pretty cool. Well, this is an interesting nail. Kind of tapers down, but it's round. And look at that neat piece of a crock. Some kind of crock. That's cool. And there's lots of nails around here. And, oh, look at that. I wonder what that was. Oh, this is a pretty piece of glass. I wonder if it's an old food jar or something. Here's a neat old piece of purple glass. Or, oh, there's a button. I wonder if this is an old button. That. It's shiny. It's a 4-hole button. Cool. I'll get a close-up picture of it. Well, here's something that feels sort of ceramic. I don't know what it is. And there's a piece of a pipe there. And right there. Well, I think I found some kind of gas valve deal. So that's interesting. Well, I think I found like a piece of a pen or pencil holder. I don't know how old this would be. Probably not super old. Here's something. Okay. Here's a neat piece of purple glass. The purple glass has manganese in it, and that's here prior to 1915. So that's old. A lot of old glass here. Here's part of an old brick. Small, skinny one. Check it out, guys. I got the doorknob for one of the doors. It's cool. Yay. This old doorknob seems to be multicolored. I can't really tell. See, it looks like a marbling, but it's metal. And yeah, so I'm not sure how old this style is. Probably pretty old. Look at this little piece of a bottle. It's purple, plus it has an indentation in the bottom. I don't think it's a bottle. But this railroad depot, I forget what year the railroad was built through here, but it was after the turn of the century. and I'm not sure if it was after 1910, but it's sometime early. And then it closed down in the end of 1964 because there was a big flood that washed out the railroad. That's more of a modern bottle there. Oh, look at this, I found an old belt buckle. I guess it's iron. And some other stuff over here. I don't know what this is. And here's something. I don't know what that is. Here's something. Oh, that's deep in the ground. Well, there's a lid over here. I don't know what this is. Economy. I'll have to see what that says. That might be the culprit for the all this gold stuff. Maybe it's paint. Maybe it's a paint lid. Now I need to dump some stuff in my trash bag. Found this old paint can, and it looks like that golden stuff is part of it. So I think that stuff's been a paint can that was spilled. Now I can't tell everything this says, but this word is economy, and I think it says Kerr glass, and then there's, I don't know if it's HG company, CO, and then there's something, oh, economy jar, Kerr glass, I'm not sure if it's manufacturing company, but so this came off a old fruit jar probably. Well, I found this little electrical outlet thing. Oh look, I found another one of those jar lids. Yeah, it says Kerr Glass Manufacturing Company. The same one. Oh, cool. Somebody was eating peaches here at the train depot. There's a bunch of nails. Interesting, there's pieces of walnut around this area. Well, here's a U.S. Geological Survey marker. Yeah, it's right here at the southwest corner of the old building site. Well, here's the top to an old beer or pop bottle. Here's something. That's an old lid. Yeah, well, it's not old. I think it, oh, it says Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's modern. Well, I found this interesting thing. Must be some kind of insulator thing. I don't know. Nailed to this old wood. Well, I found another old, probably a pop bottle or maybe a beer. And this metal piece. Not sure what this is. Here's some neat old glass where the base goes up. Maybe a wine bottle or something. Just found this little wiry looking thing. I wonder what it is. I'll take a picture of it. Well, I found this little thing. I wonder if it was a knife. And then this nail. I'm going to check and see if it has any numbers on the top, if it's a railroad nail. Oh, I think there's a little saw. There's serrated edge on one side. Well, I think I found a little handle to a cup, or maybe, possibly, or the lid on a bowl or something. Well, I found some melted metal that had some high tones here. I think this one is lead. Well, this nail might have something on the top, but I can't quite tell. It would take some more cleaning. Well, this rang up really good on the detector. Looks like the lid on an old barrel drum. Well, there's some kind of big metal slab right there that's going to stay there, so just about 3 inches down, or, well, here's something. Yeah, I don't know what that is. And a bunch of nails. I got another piece of what seems to be melted lead. Well, I found this little thing. I don't know what it is. And this. And that. Here's a section off the roof. And these nails, this kind of nail I've been finding everywhere. They're not too big. Well, I just saw this piece of what looks like some pressed glass. And that little purple piece, I think it says 3VIII. So I don't know what that is. Well, this was just on the surface, and it feels like that. It's either ceramic or that plastic bakelite material. There's a lot of this old flat glass that was probably the windows in the old depot. It's laying around all over the place here. Well, I found a lump of coal. Anybody want me to send this to them at Christmas? Well, it's here. Oh, this was down maybe 5 inches. Is this a pin that holds the cars on the railroad together? I don't know if it's long enough. It's about 1.5 feet long. Here's my shoe. I found another little button. I'll have to look at it on my other camera. So I wonder how old that is. This feels like bakelite or something like that. I found another button. That one's a little bit broken. It feels like plastic, so it's probably that bakelite stuff. Well, I just dug up this melted metal. It rang up an 80 on the AT Pro, so that's copper signal, but very heavy. Well, I just found another button. This one's smooth. Yeah, I wonder how old this one is. Cool. Well, folks, I think this is my last signal. Well, these are the buttons I found today. I can't tell if that big one has a pattern on it or if that's just from the weather. Just on the surface. Well, these are the finds I guess I'm going to take with me, and those 4 buttons. And I'm also going to take the trash I found. Check this out, you guys. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. About 1/4 of this I found at other places this week. But I tried to pick up a lot of the nails so that next time, or if somebody else comes and detects here, there won't be as many nails. Plus, they're just a hazard for people driving. So, yeah, I got my exercise today. Most of that was surface, but some I used with the detector, so yeah. So that's going to be it for today. It was kind of fun checking out this old railroad depot in town that had been torn down like a year or maybe 2 back. And I was so sad to see it get torn down, but it had just been sitting there since the 60s. But the old wood in it was huge and still looked strong. Big planks of wood. So I know a lady that came to this area back in the early days of this railroad. I mean, she was born in the late 1800s, I forget what year. But she came to this area and got off the train here at this depot. And there's a picture of her standing on the platform as an older lady. So I knew her for a little while when I was a kid, and she was really nice. And she grew up out by our place. So that's cool. Thanks for watching.